the things that's really important for governments to do is to provide the infrastructure that's required, but to not start off with the question of the technology. To start off with the question of what is the learning objectives that we're trying to accomplish? How are we trying to transform learning in our country and make sure that whatever we deploy actually helps them meet those new outcomes? Now, in order to do that, you have to provide a rich infrastructure. You talked about the connectivity and broadband. It's not just connectivity to the building, it's high speed within the building and in wireless form, so every student and every teacher can access it wherever they need it. You also have to answer the question, how will my students be able to continue to do this work when they get home? Do they need high-speed access at home? Do they need, and can they take their devices with them when they get home? The second piece is, obviously, the content itself. You have to have interactive digital content that allows the students to really take advantage of the fact that they have this new technology in their hands. If you don't change the kind of resources that they're working with, then the likelihood that you'll get a different outcome is also low. We don't think about this as infrastructure, but we have to have the training systems in place to make sure that our faculty and our teachers know exactly how to take advantage of these tools and how to help students fully utilize the new tools and resources that they have because of the technology. And so that professional development is also an important part of the infrastructure. And then other things that people tend not to think about the data resources to really be able to understand what's going on in terms of learning, and the cloud infrastructure to be able to provide all these things to schools in a way that doesn't take a lot of technical expertise at the local level. All of those things are important. One, I would say that my hypothesis is that we will not have a school-free society. I think that we are going to wind up with lots of parents still valuing the opportunity to have their young people go to school with other young people, to be able to form the kinds of relationships that they, especially at the earliest stages, that they get from having one-to-one interaction and group interaction with other students. That said, I think that what we're going to start to see is parents get used to getting more and more information from their schools today. That because of the use of technology, we'll be able to provide parents with more information than they've ever had before about how well their students are doing, what their young people, what their children know, what they don't know, what they need to work on, and where they might find resources that can help them. The more and better we get at providing parents that kind of information and making it easier for them to access those resources, the more we'll be able to help them prepare themselves and prepare their children for that kind of learning environment. My biggest impression is that it's critically important that that there has been such a summit. That in fact we often don't think about the role that innovation can play in allowing us to actually provide better services and resources to our citizens. And that in doing so, we unlock all kinds of potential, not only for them each individually and their families, but also for the country as a whole. So the fact that this happened is actually momentous, and the fact that it happened in a way that emphasized innovation is even more important.